Though they've had a bit of ups and downs here and there, they can confidently say that theirs is a happy ever after. Nevertheless, despite the fact that this is a norm for women to take up their husband's last name, Elizabeth Rogo has apparently not changed her last.
Elizabeth Awor Rogo. It's never been an issue. Nana's very comfortable with my name. I'm comfortable with his name. You know, I'm his wife, and I don't think changing my name has to mean that I'm his wife.
Well, for me, I call her Rogo. When she calls me, I answer the phone, I say, Rogo, how are you doing? I just have fun with it. To me, it doesn't really matter whether she does or not. I mean, it's if she wants to, she can, but you know, she's part of my family, and I'm part of hers, and that's what matters.
Most men would shy off from marrying a strong, independent woman, but Mr. Agyemen has a different perspective about strong women since a tough mother too raised him.
I have a very wonderful wife, you know, and I think men shouldn't be scared of strong women. I think we should celebrate them, you know, because they contribute a lot to society. She has a very different perspective from me, you know, so I think that's why the two of us, we gel so well, because I think very differently. You know, sometimes I'm stuck in my ways. I might think a certain way, and she would bring a different perspective. I'm like, wait a minute, why didn't I think about that? You know, and it's the same with her. You know, she comes and asks me for advice on certain things, you know, because she knows that I'll give her the other side. I'm not scared to tell her the truth. You know, I'll tell her this is the way it is. And she will think about it, and she'll be like, yeah, you know what, it's right. You know, and she'll make some adjustments. So I think, you know, men shouldn't be scared of strong women. You know, because once you get to know them, you'll find out that, you know, they're just like any other woman.
True. No, it's true. He's really taught me how to decompress. I never used to do that. Okay. Yeah.
She's actually quite soft inside. You know, you just have to know how to bring it out. My mother is the first of, I believe, give or take, maybe 3 or 4 of maybe about 36 siblings. My grandfather was the chief of the town that we came from. She was an educator, and she raised us very well. She taught us to respect our women and be nice to them.
But she's a matriarch in her own right.
Yes.
Yeah.
On her side of the family, she's helped raise a lot of her siblings. You know, helped them to get to where they are now, and a lot of them come to her for advice on a lot of different things. Yes.
The first 6 months were difficult for Elizabeth because Nana worked in Houston in the oil business while she remained in Kenya. Consequently, she was caught between fulfilling the society's expectation that she quit her job and fly all the way to Houston, or remain in Kenya and continue working.
We have a long-distance marriage because Nana still lives in Houston. So the first 6 months, I think, were difficult. I would say on my side, maybe more guilt, you know. Society expects you as the woman to uproot and follow your husband. But you know, my career is very important, as well as, of course, Nana. And you know, he assured me, you know, do what you need to do. Because if you just come to Houston, just because I'm there, I know you'll be miserable. And I did try. But I'm meant to be here for a reason.
Yes, you know, both of us, we go back and forth, and it's been, I'm not going to say it's been easy, but it's always nice. You know, when I come here, it's definitely a change of pace for me. I get to just relax and enjoy myself. You know, and I really enjoy coming to Kenya. You know, it's very different from being in Houston. Everything is so structured. You know, when you come here, you know, the pace is a bit slower, and you can just kick back and just enjoy. And everybody here has been wonderful. Everybody is nice.
But if I may say, it's hard for him to make that jump. Yeah, he should be moving here.
I work in manufacturing in oil and gas. Yes.
Because that's more downstream than where I work. I work upstream. I'm in the drilling sector. So anything to do with drilling of wells, be they onshore, offshore, is what I'm involved in.
My company that I work for, we build those tools. Yeah. Well, we talk several times a day. So that doesn't make it as difficult as it is, yes. Liz and I have very good communication, so that helps a lot.
I mean, I'd say, first of all, we had a conversation. If a marriage is ordained by God, it should prosper. And I truly believe this marriage was ordained by him. The fact that we took forever. And so a lot of these issues that people may think of, jealousy, or if you're worried if somebody's faithful, honestly speaking, doesn't exist. Because when we got married, we told each other this is what we wanted. So there's no fear of anyone coming in between. And as he said, communication. I think you're a better communicator than me, to be truthful. He's quiet, but he knows how to communicate. And we'll always, whenever we wake up, we speak to each other. FaceTime, sorry. And before we go to bed, every day. It depends now with the job. I think I'm getting to a point now, I'll have to be transferring out. So hopefully it'll be back to Houston. That's where I came out of. So we'll wait and see. With the way the oil industry is, it's been very difficult. So we're more or less staying put. We'll see what next year brings, but that is my wish. But for now, I love Nairobi, you know. Yes, I love Nairobi. I think Houston for me has become very too commercialized for me. In fact, when I go back, it's just shopping and I'm ready to leave. 2 weeks, I'm ready to get out of there. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah. Nairobi has its challenges, don't get me wrong.
We asked Elizabeth whether Nana's home in Houston is still a bachelor's pad.
It's like a bachelor pad.
She put her touch on that. She did.
It's like a bachelor pad.
She, first of all, she's a very good decorator. So she decides to change things around. I really don't mind. And actually it makes it more comfortable. You know, because you know us guys, we don't need a lot of things. We're, you know, very little things make us happy. So we're good with that. But she came and, you know, changed things, furniture, decorations, you know, just to make it look, you know, instead of a bachelor pad, more of a home. You know, she gave it some warmth. That's what.
You know, we just like to coordinate, you know, duvets, towels, you know what I mean? Yeah, pictures. Brought in a lot of African art. You know that I love African art. So I'm always carrying something with me. A new piece. When he comes here, we buy new African pieces, you know, so he takes back with him. Well, I know you've been looking at my pieces. A lot of them have taken me a while to collect. I would say this lot that I have here is within the last 3 years. A lot of my pieces come out of Uganda. And just what I selected, I spend my weekend, I think we discussed this before, I used to spend my weekend in very horrible, dusty places, picking pieces that didn't look like what they look like now. I'd have to get them, you know, refurbished or whatever. And I've not had time in Kenya at all to be really hunting around for pieces. I managed to get a few, but I've kind of stopped right now. Just because of work. No, just work.
Their long-distance relationship has also taught them to enjoy each other's company, despite the fact that they apparently have arguments like most couples do.
Everything. She just loves to argue. She can argue about the color of this light bulb. Seriously, and she always has to be right.
No, that's not true. Not true. Well, I've learned one thing. I've learned to be more patient, definitely, in this marriage. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think even somebody commented, I'm much calmer, and I have to learn to sometimes just let some things ride over my back. And I think it's good because then he really understands what I'm going through as well, you know. I think it's true. I think even if you're living together, I'm still a big believer in you must have your own space somehow. Even if it's your space in your house or a space you have to find a way to have your own little space, to be given that space. True or false?
She loves the TV.
No.
Yes, because she's always arguing with me that I'm hogging the TV, and she wants to watch her shows.
I'm not a big TV. He likes sports. He watches a lot of Formula One. So I'll sit there and watch with him. I'm more of an iPad. I'm an iPad geek. I love my iPad, But I still think that there's space. So, yes, so we're apart. But I think it's good for us to have sometimes that space. And I think it's made us stronger because we don't what's the word?
Take each other for granted.
Yes, that's it. I think it took me quite a while, especially when we got married, to be able to tell my bosses, hey, I need to take off and spend some time, go back to Houston and spend some time with my husband, or if my husband is here, spend some time with him because I'm a workaholic. So I've had to learn that. And sometimes my own bosses had to tell me, hey, it's time for you to go home, go and spend time with your husband,
For these two lovebirds, the issue of finances has apparently not yet become a challenge, and they each run their own accounts separately.
I still think we do manage, but we kind of live independently. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, we live independently, I would say.
Yeah, everybody just manages their
own. But we're looking at doing some projects.
Doing
yes.
some things,
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because we don't want to be working for other people forever. So we're looking at what we can establish, and then we'll have our own business.
Everyone's managing their household. I mean, we'll still do things, things together. But yeah, more or less everyone's managing their household.
And as for their plans of having children, well,
I'll just make a comment. We said steer away from the B question. But anyway.